Court, the movie podcast where Sean
and Mampy
watch it, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what? I saw.
We watch MAXXXINE.
MAXXXINE.
MAXXXINE, starring Mia Goth.
MIIIIIAGOOTH.
Gooth. Mia Gooth. Written and directed by Ty West. Also starring Halsey.
Oh.
Kevin Bacon.
Ooh.
That guy.
One
Giancarlo
guy.
Esposito.
Yes, he is in it.
Is there anyone else of note in this film?
That lady's in something. I don't know what's her name.
Yep, that
The
lady's in
director
something.
lady. I've seen
Absolutely
her.
true. And other people.
Yes.
And we watched it.
We did. We went to the theater. We went out. Separately. I actually have a funny tale.
Is it too
okay.
early to talk about it?
No, I got to tell you this.
Let me know.
I was headed to the theater, and I was walking to the subway, and there was
Good
a
already.
pigeon flying overhead,
A pigeon?
went across to land on the subway platform and I was right under it, and I went, that pigeon is going to poop as soon as it lands, and I dodged, and poop landed as soon as I dodged. I somehow sensed the poop.
Now,
Don't know how.
let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you believe that we're in a simulation.
Oh.
I more and more each day believe we are. Do you think that was like a power-up? Do you think that was
Maybe.
like a new sense? And that as your story goes on, you'll be able to sense more things?
I think so, because you're never going to believe this next part.
Okay, wait, let me guess. You're at dinner with Mary Jane Watson. Mm-hmm. And she's finally revealing to you her love. And you're also ready to reveal to her your love. Mm-hmm. And then you've sense that a car has been thrown at the coffee shop where you're dining. Is that what happened?
It's eerie. The closeness that you
Really
are.
close. Okay.
It's wild.
Okay, what happened?
Well, the car exploded through the glass.
This is a true story. I imagined it just as it was.
Yeah, it just. Now you are getting the level up. You're getting the power up.
Okay, that's enough.
No.
That's enough. We're too stupid. What happened?
What really happened was I was too early, because these movies start 30 minutes after they say they do these days.
Sometimes.
It's tricky. I've never had it start under 20 minutes, though.
No, never.
So
Except-
I'm going to get a smoothie or something. I had not eaten at all. I was
Smoothie,
like,
ooh.
let me get a little smoothie. Yeah, let me get a little smoothie. Let me get a little wild. And I'm drinking it, walking around the town. I'm like, all right, I got like 10 minutes. I really don't want to watch these trailers.
Yeah.
And I walk around a corner, and a man in a wheelchair, smoking a cigarette.
Sure.
Old man.
Yeah.
Old black man, crazy, messy, like dirty hair,
Yeah.
3 teeth. He nearly runs into me, and I'm like, oh. And he goes, hey, give me that juice. And I said, I was like, you want my juice? He's like, yeah. And I just went, okay. And I gave him my juice. Wow. And he drank my juice, and he goes, you know what? Back in school, I only got F's. F is in failure. And I said, no. F as in fantastic. And he said, fantastic. And that's how it's going to stay. And he wheeled away with my smoothie, and I walked the other way. And then I went and watched this movie. That was my experience.
That's a beautiful story.
It was.
Do you think he leveled up?
Perhaps.
Or do you think he was an especially strange NPC?
Here's my prediction.
Okay.
He was a potential future me. So I was choosing to help him out, to help myself.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
This is a weird game you're playing.
It is wild.
My game is not that weird.
Yeah.
I just go to work. I get really tired. I have to fix my car every 3 months.
Yeah.
That's basically all that happens. It just they say it's fixed.
Hey,
and then it isn't, and I take it back. By the way, if there are any great mechanics in the greater Nashville area listening, who want to fix my car, but more importantly, want to fix it for very cheap.
Yes.
Or even reasonable. If it was even a fair amount, I would love that. Tweet at us at Food Court Cast, or just come see me on the street. If you see me on the street, holler at me there. It's a tweet, but in the real world.
Hashtag Sean needs help.
I do need help. I need so much fucking help.
Please help him.
Actually, I don't need that much help. I'm overstating that. I'm doing okay.
That's good. That's good. I like to hear it.
Somewhat, because I saw the film MAXXXINE this week.
Oh, you saw it?
And let me ask you this. What did you think?
You know, I'm a big fan of X. This is no mystery.
X
People
fucking
know
rules.
this about me. I
Kicks
think
ass.
it's great. Pearl, fine.
It's okay.
Good performances,
Yeah.
but just kind of
It's
whatever.
okay.
MAXXXINE,
Yeah. Yeah. That bad? Okay,
I think we got a problem. Houston, I think we've got a problem.
What's that?
That it is not that good.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. That's definitely a problem with movies, but especially with a space shuttle.
Well, yeah.
If a space shuttle is not that
not
good,
that
you're
good.
really fucked.
It's gonna fall apart.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I think I liked it better than Pearl. Just because I think maybe Ty West is just better at this era.
I agree.
Like, it seems like 70s and 80s is like a good feel for him.
Yes.
And Pearl was fine, but it was also sort of a 70s movie, but sort of not a 70s movie. I don't know. I don't know what was happening with Pearl.
Yeah, this one definitely, like, the vibe was more, I think, it hit well.
Yeah.
X still is up here.
X is awesome.
Yeah,
I have learned throughout the week since, or kind of the week before and the week after MAXXXINE's release, that apparently there's a lot of people who despise X and Pearl and MAXXXINE.
I didn't know that.
With a fierce rage.
Oh.
Which kind of surprised. I mean, it's sometimes I understand why someone would hate a movie. Like when I watch Mother.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is the best movie ever. This is an incredible movie.
Uh-huh.
Mother, the Aronofsky movie.
Yes.
Mother, the Korean movie is also pretty good, but not as good as Mother ! The Aronofsky movie.
I like that movie.
But that movie is intentionally very cruel.
Yeah.
There's horrible shit that happens in it. It's like designed to make you feel really bad and uncomfortable. So if someone hates that, I would get it.
Sure.
But like, X and Pearl and MAXXXINE, they're all pretty. I mean, they have some really violent shit.
Yeah.
But it's not like especially like uncomfortable or grim or like. I don't know. I don't find it to be a movie where I would go, oh, this is the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. It's just, if you don't like it, I would just think, it was a movie.
Not for me.
But apparently people despise it.
They were really
Which
unhappy.
Is fine, fine. They're wrong. They are wrong.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about only that. We're here to talk about MAXXXINE. And you know what happens in it?
So much happens.
I'll tell you.
Tell me.
MAXXXINE, you may remember her from X. She wants to be a star, and she's well on her way because she is a very successful actress in adult films. She also dances in it's kind of a peep show booth.
Yeah.
A thing that we don't have anymore, unfortunately. And, well, maybe we do, but maybe you do in New York City, but not down here in Nashville. We don't got nothing down on that real damn thing. But something's weird in LA. One, she's trying to get a job, so that's weird, but she thinks she might have it. She's trying to get a job in this horror movie. 2, there's the Night Stalker. He's on the loose. 3, people that Maxine knows seem to be disappearing and showing up, spoiler alert, dead, with satanic imagery branded on their bodies. They're killing other sex workers. They're killing, spoiler alert, for everything from now on. Her gay black friend who is, you know, probably the subject of much abuse. And basically everybody else. Everybody's getting killed.
Everybody.
Maxine is simultaneously trying to do her job as an actress. She's trying to figure out why the fuck Kevin Bacon is chasing her all around. And finally, she's trying to figure out why whoever is in charge of Kevin Bacon, who is a private detective, is up to what he's up to. Which is not, in the end, when they show it, that surprising.
Yeah.
But I didn't mind that.
Yeah. Sure.
And that's essentially what happens. Maxine, she kills everybody she needs to kill.
Yeah.
All obstacles are hopped over. And then everything's going fine, which I quite liked.
Yeah.
It felt like it could have easily been a movie where, you know, she gets killed in the last moment, or she's having a dream There's a moment at the end where it feels like she might be having a dream sequence and she might actually be dead or arrested or something like that. And then in the end, everything's just kind of fine and she's doing great, which I liked. You know, I like her.
Yeah, she does a great job.
I mean, I like the actress. I like her character. The fact that, like, everyone is trying to fuck her over in every way, literally and figuratively. And, you know, she just keeps on trying.
Yeah,
she kills anybody who gets in her way or crushes them. And, and everyone she kills deserves it.
I agree.
All awful people, awful pieces of shit.
They suck.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the movie. You summed it up.
And let me ask you this, though. This is going to be the hardest question of the day. Actually, you know, it'll probably be easy. What's the best part of this movie? What would you say is the beef lamb gyro?
My favorite part of this picture, Maxine, was, in fact, big ol' Kevin Bacon's getting crushed.
It's so good.
That was amazing. Oh God, Lord Jesus!
Please, I'll tell you anything you want.
I was like, damn.
They just fucking crush him.
Yeah, they do not hear him out.
And then gallons of blood come out of the bottom of the car.
That was a good visual. I was like,
really fucking good.
Here's my thing. I liked a lot of it at like this level.
Yeah.
And then it would have moments like that where I'm like, oh, that was really cool. But then it has moments where it's like,
yeah.
And I'm like, ew.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But I think, I like that part the most. And I thought his performance was great. It was wacky and kind of perfect.
Really fun.
Yeah.
And I think everybody for the most part understands the assignment, which is important.
Yes.
Like it's like a little over the top, a little cheese ball. It's got some kind of De Palma feel, though I think that's maybe not entirely true, but like it sort of feels like De Palma, or just sort of feels like straight version of Cruising, or you know, it's got that kind of there's neon and people are getting killed kind of thing. But Bacon's really good, and this is important. He makes his death seem important, seem natural.
Yeah.
And important. Like, he must die because he sucks. And when he dies, we go, that
guy's horrible.
That guy's awful.
Yeah, he just progressively gets worse and worse.
And she kicks his ass so many times. It's really good.
I love when she walks up to him after he's, like, following her. She just puts keys in her fist and just... He's like, now a little later. And she just starts...
fucking getting him.
Yeah, he gets so messed up.
It's really good.
I was like, dang.
Yeah, and he's such a piece of shit that you're glad. You're like, oh, good. Yeah, he fucking sucks.
And he
leave her alone,
learn his
for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Just let her live her goddamn life. Why can't she live her life?
That was his warning, and he was just like, well, I'm going to show up at her job and try to do more stuff.
Chase her through the fucking back lot.
That didn't work out, did it now?
No.
But yeah, what about you?
My favorite part also involved some crushing.
Ooh.
But not of a whole person in a car, but of a man's testicles.
Yes. I was hoping we would cover this.
It's going to be covered. Uncovered and then covered. Mia Goth, Maxine is, she's trying to get away from a creep. Basically, there's a weird guy, and she's like, I don't want to deal with this shit. I'm tired of there being a weird guy around every corner in my fucking life.
Yeah, I'm sick of it.
I gotta kill so many old people. I gotta kill young people. I've gotta kill so many people, and I'm tired of it. And there's a guy dressed like Buster Keaton, and he pulls out a knife, and he's gonna. We don't know exactly what he's gonna do, but we know it's not good.
Yeah.
At the very best thing he could do is like a stabbing.
Yeah.
That would be like the kindest thing he could do in this scenario. And she pulls a gun. 'Cause she's prepared for these people. She knows deep down that there's a lot of people in her way. That her entire world is surrounded by violence and negativity. So she's like, you know what? I'm going to fight fire with fire.
Yep.
And I got a gun. And so she forces him to undress.
After making him suck the gun.
Yes. Oh, that's really good. And she makes him lie face first on the ground and then stomps on his balls.
Oh, my God.
And they explode.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that
It's
feeling.
awesome. That's really fucked up.
Very well done.
I don't know if I've definitely seen people get kicked in the balls.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Many, many times.
Sure.
I've seen various ball torture.
Yes.
I mean,
Casino Royale.
Yeah, Daniel Craig gets his balls tortured. Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, yes.
Gets his balls tortured in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Electrocuted, right?
Yes, he gets his balls electrocuted.
Can't imagine.
But I don't know if I've ever, and the listener can feel free to tweet at us if you have any further instances of ball explosion where a man's balls are crushed so that they no longer exist.
Ball explosion.
But this is maybe the first, but also the finest example of a man's balls being crushed.
Yes, I agree.
I really liked it.
10 out of 10.
And I think it's also the moments like this are the parts I like the most of the movie.
Yes.
Because there is some like real dirty, gritty, yucky stuff. And I like that. I like the dirty, gritty, yucky stuff.
Real dirty, gritty.
Oh, I forgot to look at my notes. Oh, I'm ready for my notes now. I've got like 10 other things, but I want you to tell me any other things you like about this movie. Stat.
I love maybe my favorite.
Oh,
well, not favorite moment, obviously, but like second favorite scene would be the head mold where she's getting her head cast. It was very it was probably the only like semi creepy scary moment in the movie.
It's not that scary.
It wasn't really at all.
Which is weird because X is scary.
Yeah, it's like ooh, this is
It's very creepy, but also just like
yeah, it's like bad. X is like a horror movie. Pearl is like a melodramatic old movie, and then this was like an 80s like thriller or something.
Absolutely.
And even leaned into some of the cheesiness. Yeah. Maybe not effectively sometimes. Anyway, I'll get that. But the mold, where she's got all the like plaster stuff on her face, and it looks so like creepy and like almost like an 80s weird like
it's dripping
prosthetic body horror, like it's just like very weird. And then you see like the old lady's hands from X, and I was like, oh, that's nice that they're like bringing that back.
Yes,
I really like that. And then she like collapses and she's like, and it's just like so gross.
It's so good.
I was like, that was really well done.
Yeah, the whole design of the goop and the way the goop falls, the way the goop drips. And I also really enjoyed, this is not just in this scene, but I enjoyed the fact that she pictures her life as a movie.
Yeah.
Like when she sees stuff from her immediate past or from her faraway past, she pictures it as like 35 millimeter
Yeah.
film with scratches and stuff. It's really, really cool and really interesting because she's like so focused on my life as a movie, or I will become a movie star no matter what. And I mean, maybe that is simply her just projecting or thinking about how she will tell her own story. Whenever she's as famous as Elizabeth Taylor or somebody, and she's like, I'm going to do my own story.
Yeah,
maybe that's how she pictures it, but I really like that scene as well.
I thought it was great, and I went, now that's a good scene.
You know what? That's a good scene. You know what else is a good scene, in my humble opinion?
Please let me know.
Actually, it's a little moment in a scene. The final action, the final scene is essentially a big face-off between Satanists. Oh, fake Satanists.
Yeah.
Sorry, fake Satanists.
Fake Satanists.
Actually, Christians dressed up like Satanists.
Yes.
To make people scared of Satanists. And MAXXXINE and two cops.
Yes.
Played by actors. And
the lady, she was in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I believe.
She's in Things.
Forget her name, but
and the guy, he's in Things too.
Yes, I've seen him.
Gosh
before.
darn it, he's in Things. Let's call her Lady Cop.
A lady cop.
She's dispatched in a fun way because she there's a big standoff or battle. I don't know what's happening. Out by the Hollywood sign, and she emerges from behind the Hollywood sign with a crucifix stabbed into her chest. And then she exits the movie completely when she just falls down a hill.
Yeah, just gone.
She just rolls down a hill. There's a tree in the way. We don't know what happens to her.
That's good.
It's really good.
In my memory, it was in her eye, but I could be wrong.
Hey.
I thought she turned into
I mean, that sounds great, too.
Yeah.
Hey, tweet at us.
I can't remember.
If you watch this movie, let us know what happened in it.
Eye or chest?
Also, I gotta say this. I saw it at the Belcourt Theater in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee, where I live. Yes. And I got to see it on 35 millimeter film projection.
Now that's something.
Which I haven't seen it again. I think I may go see it again, but I haven't seen it again in non-35 millimeter. But I feel like this is the perfect way to see it.
Yeah.
It added a little something.
Yeah, a little.
It seemed like the print had already been watched a little bit, or maybe that... When you saw it, was it kind of 35 millimeter film styled? Because I noticed some, like, crinkly cracks and little pickety pops and stuff like that.
I don't think so. I mean,
okay, so maybe
a little
that was
processing,
just the print that I saw.
Oh yeah, you know those Belcourt movie nerds. They watch those movies so many times before they show them to the public.
Oh, that's true.
Like, studying them, they're writing their little intros about them.
Oh,
rewind it.
I must see more. Yes, let me. Are there any titties in this movie?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
When?
Yes. When they...
oh, yes, there are titties. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
The blonde lady...
Yeah.
The poor lady who gets killed right at the beginning.
Yeah.
It does seem strange that the sexuality goes down in each film.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just got tired of it after X.
Maybe.
And he was like, it's too much sex. And then he doesn't... But it does seem like... There's surprisingly little nudity for a movie about a porn star and exotic dancer.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Which is fine, leave the art to the artist. I'm just a humble guy in his room.
Yeah, I thought this one would have had it, like, ramp back up again, but not really. Hey,
you know what else I liked?
Oh,
go ahead.
I liked how, in retrospect, how creepy it is that the killer is watching her strip, and he's like,
yes,
because big spoiler, you find out it's her dad, so that's like really freaky.
It's pretty awesome
watching that.
But it is interesting. It's interesting because he, instead of like leaving immediately, that like it gives you an idea of like how evil
Yeah.
or fucked up or,
Warped.
you know, whatever the fuck. Yeah, how warped this guy is. Her dad, who is a preacher turned murderer, that he stays and he just, like, rips part of the booth apart.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Ah!" Now, it does beg the question, is he doing it because of rage, because she has been so taken in, or she has been so become a part of this sexual revolution, of this sexual business?
Yeah.
Or is he just a creepy old horn dog who's like, oh, my fucking daughter, and then rips it? Now, there's not really any real indication, though he does call her beautiful, like, maybe 10 times too many, so
odd.
who knows?
It's always odd.
Yeah.
Dads and daughters, they're always a little bit
Shouldn't
weird
be allowed.
to me. Yeah,
I don't think
it's
dads
over.
should be allowed to have daughters.
No. And definitely no kissing on the lips.
No.
Sorry. Get it out of here.
No.
You ain't.
No.
I'll never forget being at a Regal Cinema
Oh, okay.
to see The Incredible Hulk starring Edward Norton
Okay.
for my birthday, and I was in line. My family was sitting in the seats. I said, I'll go get the popcorn. I already seen this one. You guys don't want to miss anything. So I went there. I was waiting there, and this like 60-year-old dude and his like 20-something-year-old daughter were like in line, and she was like just as tall as him. She was like, Dad, da, 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 da. And he's like, yeah, we can get that. And then he goes, they kissed right on the lips. I was like, ugh. I let out I was like, ugh. What? And I mean, I get families are different, but that's not me. That's weird.
Do you think it was daddy as in sugar daddy?
No, I thought it was like dad.
Okay.
It felt like dad. Dad, did you hear that I got the whatever? Oh, that's great, honey. Yeah.
That's got some bad energy.
It was very weird. The aura, as the kids say these days.
Do they say
bad
aura now?
aura? Yeah, this has aura. I don't know if I'm using that right.
Vibes.
Vibes. I'm getting vibes, and they're not
The
good.
word vibes has really ruined my life, because now I don't know any other way to describe things.
And I hate that I like the word. It sucks. I'm like, it just makes sense to say
It
this
does make
word.
sense. It's giving vibes.
It's giving.
You know?
It's
You know?
producing a feeling that I do not like.
You know what else I like
What?
about this movie?
What?
I like the cops are pretty useless.
Yes.
They're like awful. They're really awful and shitty, and
They suck.
And like showing MAXXXINE dead bodies and stuff, and being
Yeah.
like, "You gotta help us, or else." And then they don't. I mean, they sort of help. At the end, they
Yeah.
kill a few people, so they're slightly helpful.
That is, yeah, she would
But
have
they're just
died
not very
without
nice about it. Mm-hmm. Which I like. That's how cops should be portrayed in movies. as,
Yeah,
like,
they're-
awful
they're annoying.
shitheads.
And don't.
With all due respect to the police
Yeah.
watching, we love our police, Thin
Yes.
Blue Line, and all that.
I think that we need to address her agent, Juan Carlo Esposito, whatever his
He's
name
so
is.
good.
He's so good.
He's so funny.
I love his insane wig. He just lives in that. He's like, I am this character, and I thought he was great. I
Yes.
thought he did great, and I love him just showing up. And Kevin Bacon's like, so he's like, what the? And then that other dude just comes out and hits him.
That's really
him
good.
slamming on the ground, like he gets thrashed the whole movie. I
Good.
love it. Good, yeah. He's just gross.
Yeah, Esposito's amazing.
Yeah, very
and he
good.
also, like, his character kind of blossoms before you in
Yeah.
the movie. Like, at first you're like, okay, so he's just some lawyer.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh wait, he's not just a lawyer. He's like a general fix-it guy, but in
Yeah.
a very sinister way.
Yeah.
But luckily, he's working for our gal MAXXXINE,
Yes.
so that's great. You know, if he wants to help her crush a guy, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is nice to see. I mean, especially after going through something as harrowing as the first movie,
Yeah.
you just be like, no one's gonna mess with me. No one can ever mess with me for the rest of my life.
No, and
After that.
she's also not like most horror movie heroines where she's just like, well, that's kind of weird, but I bet it's fine.
Yeah.
She's just like, I'm getting my gun, and I'm going to stomp on this guy's balls.
Yeah, exactly.
That is how I will solve this problem. There's a guy behind me. He's not just some guy who happens to be walking behind me. This guy's about to get his nuts crushed.
Yeah. The only time she breaks that is when she runs to the psycho house for some reason, rather than any of the populated set.
Very weird.
And just waits. She's like, well, I'm just going to stand here as he
stupid.
opens the door.
Pretty stupid.
It's really weird. I was like, what?
Come on,
What's
Maxine.
the plan?
Don't do us like that, Maxine.
Don't do me like that.
Ooh.
That's a good song.
Do you have any other fine, wonderful things to say about this movie before we move on to the shit talking?
The lighting, great. You know,
Yes.
feels the vibe is there. Feels right.
Absolutely.
The scene where like it shows like the video footage of like the ladies getting walked in and like killed, like that was creepy and like had a icky like snuff film or like Videodrome like like not good feel, and I thought that was well done.
It felt very bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. I thought most of it was good.
Huh.
I liked some of the black guy getting killed. Some of it I didn't like.
I liked that it was very gooky.
Yeah, I liked
that he got his eyeball slashed. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Though we didn't get to meet the other characters very much.
Yeah.
So their deaths didn't mean much, but his death was kind of like, oh shit.
Yeah,
he seems cool.
Yeah, he seemed like a nice guy.
Ah, fuck, he seems nice. Oh well.
Like the killer was like, oh, nice earing. Yeah, I would. Yeah, he should have had it on at the end. Yeah, that would have been amazing. That would have been crazy.
How do you like my new earring, honey?
Yes. Oh, I did like her blowing the dad's head off at the end. I thought it was funny. Yeah. That's crazy.
There should be more of that.
Yeah.
We love to see a man's entire head exploded.
It's true. What can I say?
Don't lie to me. Mampy, please don't lie to me.
I'm telling you how it is.
You like it?
I like it.
Okay.
I like what I see. Almost always it looks good.
I like
sometimes
what I see.
Sometimes they show a little too much of the fake head. It's like just show it literally blowing up. Don't show it full. Just as soon as it starts blowing up, that's cut to that.
That's smart.
Because if you show, I take it back to Scorsese's Casino.
Yes.
You see about 2 seconds of a fake dummy sitting there, and then the car blows up, and you're like, that looks stupid.
But it is a cool explosion, though.
Yeah, but I kept rewinding that because I love the switch where he's just doll.
Boom.
And nothing will ever beat Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon with using a full puppet, and they're just like lifting it up and down as it gets hit in the head.
Yeah.
That is my favorite prosthetic.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, that movie's awesome, but that scene makes me howl.
That's a great
with laughter because I can't unsee the puppet. The puppet is so funny to me. Anyway,
you do have serious pain when effects are not up to your standards, though.
No, I do. I do now. I do. Especially like a VFX, but I give it. You know, I say, hey, you did what you could. You used a puppet.
That's
used
beautiful.
A full size puppet.
Much better.
It is much better than a digital.
Me, I'm just a person.
I'm the guy from the first Star Wars. Hi. Wow, that looks so good.
Look, it's me. I'm Princess Leia.
My face doesn't move like anything. It just looks like plastic.
Wow, it looks like it's almost time for us to have a new hope.
Yeah, that was so insane. Or where they had like Luke and Leia like training each other. I think in I forget what that was, which one that was. And like the helmet comes up and they're like, just don't. We know who they are. Don't show the face. It doesn't work.
Wait, it's Princess Leia. It's the only other character who's not on screen?
Exactly. It's her voice, but we needed to see the fake face. Oh my God. And please stop de-aging. Young Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean 6 or whatever the fuck it was. Holy hell. The face was like halfway like tracked off his body. Like it was like trailing behind his face.
They gotta quit it.
They really must
Just cast.
stop.
There's people who are young.
That look close enough.
People who are currently young.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I mean, the weird face in Looper takes a while to get used to.
Yes.
But once you get used to it, you're like, well, yeah.
Right. That's him.
Thank God they didn't de-age him.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ, what a nightmare that would have been.
That would have been bad.
Like him having to talk like slightly higher to pretend he's young.
Yeah.
Yes, me.
And
yes.
They just pitch it up. I'm Bruce Willis.
I'm only 23 years old.
Yeah. It's never worth it. Sorry, Tron 2. It just, you don't need to do it. Nope.
You know what else we don't need to do?
Prolong the transition to the low main.
Exactly. How did you know?
I had a feeling.
That was brilliant. Now you're reading my thoughts.
Pigeon moment. That was another pigeon moment.
Tell me this, Mampy. What is the worst part of MAXXXINE? The low main of MAXXXINE.
The low main for me
Yes.
is
Say it.
the dad reveal on, for me personally, just kind of fell apart.
Okay.
I thought it just was not very interesting anymore. And I was like, that's how I felt. Even though there were fun moments, I was just kind of like,
Yeah.
It lost all steam for me. And I went, all right.
Yeah. I can see that.
So yeah, I wasn't quite digging his performance, and
Yeah.
the like Steven Seagal like bodyguard looking dude. Like I just like felt so weird. The vibe got really conflicting to me, and I was like, this isn't working. But hey, everything up to it, I was like, this is a pretty cool movie.
I agree. I honestly, this isn't my least favorite part.
Yeah.
But in general, I had that sort of not malaise.
Yeah.
Like a few steps above malaise, where I was just like, "Oh, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm having a nice time." And as you already mentioned, sometimes something really great would happen, and I go, "Ha ha, yeah, fuck yeah." But there was a lot of it where I was like, "Okay, I'm having a nice time. I'm just gonna watch this movie." Here it comes. I'm just gonna watch this movie.
She's a star.
She's a star, baby. My low main. Now I don't think it is her performance, but I think the character that Elizabeth Debicki plays, is kind of annoying. She plays the director of the movie that they're going to make, which is a sequel to what? The Prophet? Is that what it was called?
The Puritan.
Process? The Puritan, yes.
Puritan 2.
The Puritan 2. The character felt very strange to me.
Yeah.
Because now, granted, there are probably plenty of directors of part 2s of famous horror movies.
Yeah.
That have some idea that they're great artists.
Sure.
But it felt like she was playing a director of a different movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like she was playing a director of some kind of classy movie. Mm-hmm. And this was a movie that wasn't classy.
At all.
And we love movies like that. No disrespect to a movie that is not classy. But she felt very like high-strung, very, she was also very, just like strangely specific about the things she needed.
Yeah.
She's like, this could be your big break, but if you don't come in right on time tomorrow, you're out.
You're out.
You're out forever. And it just struck me as strange. Like, it didn't see... And it was also not very fun.
Yeah, she just wasn't... Everyone else was having fun.
Yes.
I felt like, and she was just like, I don't even want to be on this stupid movie.
Yes.
Like, it felt weird.
But I don't think it was her fault. I think that was the character.
True. Yeah.
Which maybe is just a misstep. Because, like, everybody else is, like, so goofy, so silly. If there had been, like, a real kind of slightly sleazeball or even goofy, like, when you hear, like, De Palma talk, he's, like, such a kind of goofy man.
Yeah.
Or if it's, like, even something in the style of, like, one of those guys. Mm-hmm. Like, you see interviews with all these old B-movie directors, and they're all, like, these very interesting weirdos. And they're just, like, great to watch because they have, like, such interesting stories. And I would have loved a character that was just like that.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Maxine, we've got some wonderful things we're gonna do. Wow, she's gonna take a bite of the hat, and then the blood will, you know.
That would have been good.
But she was just kind of like, the blood isn't right.
Yeah.
Let me put it on her face.
Felt weird.
I was like, oh, she's not fun.
Yeah, she is not fun.
Which is too bad.
The popped collar vibe, it just felt off. Everything felt off. I could see that if, like, that was another character, like a producer who was getting on to MAXXXINE, even though, like, the director was, like, kind of quirky. That would make more sense. But, like, it was just weird. It felt...
Yeah, it was... Well, it just didn't make sense to me. Like, it just didn't seem like this director would be doing this movie.
Yeah.
And if she was... I just kind of doubt she would be like... We're going to make a piece of art. I feel like she would be like, all right, let's make this piece of shit. Let's get it done with. And then maybe if it makes enough money, I can make a movie that's not a piece of shit.
Yeah, maybe if she was, like, holding that over Maxine's head, like, oh, this could get you a part in, you know, my actual, like, movie that means something.
Yes.
Rather than, like, it needs to be perfect for this stupid movie that's gonna suck. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's weird.
A bit odd.
Now, once again, there are plenty of talented people who have made trash.
Yes.
And also, there are plenty of, like, artists who have made trash.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't seem like... I don't know. She just didn't feel right. She didn't feel right for the character, for, like, the character within the movie, but also she just didn't make sense within the metasphere of all these people. The world of all these other people who are all goofy.
Yes.
Kevin Bacon is insane.
Exactly.
Giancarlo is fucking insane. Even the dad who you didn't like is insane.
He's insane.
He's definitely very goofy and very over the top. Maxine is pretty over the top. Mm-hmm. Basically, they're all kind of like just turning it up a bit, either a bit to a lot. And Elizabeth Debicki kind of has to play this kind of like straight-laced, kind of scold, and it's just like, well, God, I gotta spend another scene with this lady.
Yeah, which I get. Like, I've seen her in '80s movies. Like, I've seen that character, but it just really clashed with.
Yes.
Everything else that was going on. I was like...
And it's also tough because Elizabeth Debicki fucking rules.
Yeah, she's great.
She's amazing in Tenet. She's really good in Widows. She's a great actress. And also, like, it just didn't feel like there was even any use for the fact that she's, like, this insane monster. Yeah. She's, like, the tallest person on Earth. And which is fine. It's fine that no one points it out or anything, but it seems like there must be some use for that, where she's, like, using her size to intimidate people. But she's kind of, like, helpful but mean. She's like, you know what, Maxine, we're gonna make everything work out for you. But if you make one infraction, you're out of here.
You're out.
I'm gonna do everything I can to help you and make sure that you become a star. But God damn it, if you don't do everything just right, you're out of here. You're gonna go to hell.
Yeah.
And that's my least favorite part.
I think that's I wasn't big on her
Thank you.
character. I was
Yeah.
big on the character they introduced really late, the actress from the first Puritan, the screaming lady. I
she's
thought
awesome.
she was very, very good. Very
Yeah.
briefly in it.
And she gets her head cut off.
Yes, which is perfect.
Does it
That
bounce
was a
downstairs?
Yeah, and it's like,
Oh yes, it's in
yeah.
it's in a suitcase.
that was a nice reveal with like the body parts coming out. I was like, oh god,
Oh,
damn, yeah, oh boy,
oh no!
boy,
What have they done to my wonderful girl?
no, not my girl,
Not my gal. What did they do to my beautiful gal?
my gal.
I think that we come into contact with this problem often with a
yeah.
movie that's pretty good, where we just go, okay,
Yeah, all right.
I don't know what else to say.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, like,
What else is bad about this movie?
I wasn't big. I thought it crossed into like too goofy territory. Like,
Okay.
I didn't mind the cop lady being killed, but her being like, "Told you I'd get him," and then falling down a hill. I was like, "What?" I just felt it just went into crazy
Really
land.
fucking weird.
And the other detective like, "I always wanted to be an actor." I was like, "What?" Like it just started distorting. I was like,
I like that part.
I felt like someone was taking the film and like
Kind of.
I was like, "What the fuck's going?"
I just like that he was such an asshole the whole
Yeah,
time, and then in
true.
his final moments, he's just like, "I wanted to be an actor." that his entire character beforehand was just him overcomplicating everything because
Yeah.
he wanted to be an actor. He was like, "Oh, didn't I do a good job?"
Didn't
At the end
I?
of every scene.
Yeah.
No, this isn't. This is you talking to a real person, asshole.
Yeah.
Don't be so mean.
Please.
No one's filming this.
Exactly.
Be nice
It's
for
not
once in
that
your
hard.
life.
It really isn't that hard.
Mampy, we can't only talk about MAXXXINE, can we?
Nope.
I would like to suggest that we can also talk about a little something we call Pan Express Presents. Express yourself about the movies you watch this week. Play that theme song.
Bing 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 ding 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 brink brink brink. It's time for the Pan Express. Boop boop, because we got some things expressed. Ding ding about the things we watched. Boop boop this week. Down 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 down. What you watch, Sean? Down.
I watched a few different movies this week, but most importantly, two Indian movies that are
Whoa.
in your theaters now that I highly recommend. There's Kalki 28.99,
Whoa.
or maybe it's Kalki, I don't know, which is a futuristic retelling of some of the classic stories of like Indian religion.
Okay.
You know, like Hindu religion. So it's basically the way I thought of it as I watched it is like, what if Star Wars was good?
That's good.
It was essentially like, you know how it's been
like
like,
that.
I don't know, fucking 40 years since they've done anything that was worth a damn. What if they took all the technology that we have now and they had characters that were fun and interesting
Yeah.
and there were cool weapons that you didn't picture. And it was like totally a Star Wars ripoff.
Whoa,
but it was
interesting.
like the characters kind of looked like Star Wars characters. You know, it's not exact. You know, they're not doing lightsaber stuff mostly, but it has that same like.
Yeah.
This is space opera. The guys who are evil wear black, and all of their ships are either black or red. You know, it has that kind of epic quality. But it just is really good.
Whoa.
I just had a ton of fun. It's as you would expect from a movie like this, is long as fuck.
Yeah.
But there's just lots of really badass shit. There's one scene in particular that I can't spoil.
Okay.
There's like 100 scenes in particular which I can't spoil. But there's lots of moments that in another movie wouldn't be done with such style. There's a moment when one of our heroes has collapsed,
Oh shit.
and his weapon is just out of his reach,
No.
and he's not even conscious. but his hand is so close to his weapon, and a leaf off of a tree floats down, and it hits the weapon, and the weapon tips into his hand, and he just goes, "Rah!" Like he gains power from the weapon, and it's just fucking awesome.
That's amazing.
It's really awesome.
I love that.
And it's like that kind of stuff that is just, you know, they just took a thing that should be total bullshit.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, so they're just doing Star Wars, I guess?
Yeah.
They're just doing Indian Star Wars? Okay. And it's just kicks ass.
That's awesome.
Really good. Funny. Action's fun.
Interesting.
There's a million badass characters. It kicks ass. Also, S.S. Rajamouli, who directed RRR, is in it as a character, which is great.
What?
Well, he's not playing himself, but he's playing a
Interesting.
guy in the future.
That's
It would be great if he was just himself.
Hey, guys.
Hi, you may know me as the director of RRR. And it's also, Kalki has also made more money than RRR already.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
It's
amazing.
It's a big seller.
Wow.
More in the U.S. at least, like in the first few weeks.
Yeah.
What did you watch? Because I watched another thing that I'm also stoked about.
Okay, I have two as well.
Please.
I watched
Please.
the small budget little picture called Problemista.
Oh, okay.
I had seen trailers for it, and I was like, I wonder what this is like. And it was on HBO finally, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw it on. It's about a man from El Salvador who is trying to maintain his visa by working, but he works at a cryogenic place where they freeze people.
Yeah.
But they don't know how to bring them back, which I thought that was great. And Tilda Swinton's in it. She's the wife of one of the people who's frozen that he accidentally trips the cord for, which I thought was really funny. And she's like an insufferable character, just like, wow, but she's got such charisma that you're like, okay, she can pull it off. But it is a wild movie. I liked parts of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had ups and downs.
Mampy, I saw that movie, and I felt the same way.
Yeah, I was like,
Though, until the very end, and spoiler alert, at the end, big spoiler,
yes.
at the end, he uses everything he learned from this awful woman
Yeah.
to, like, be successful.
Yes, which is
And I was like, this turned into a movie that is evil or something.
Yeah.
I was just like,
It's kind
no,
of
that's not good.
Yeah,
You shouldn't
exactly.
be doing this.
Yeah.
This is all that's bad with the world.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Now, maybe I was overreacting because, like, I've worked in the service industry and hospitality for so
Yeah.
long. And, like, the fact that, like, a Karen, like, turning into a Karen was the end of the movie. I was like, no.
Which
This
was
is not,
wild,
This is
yeah.
not how the movie can end.
I
I
know.
can't do it.
And it like poses such like serious, like real problems about like how we treat people who
Yes,
come here. And
absolutely.
They don't really ever like kind of wrap that up. It's just
No.
like, well,
Hey.
gotta become awful to stay here.
Yes,
It's like,
I mean,
that
kind of, yeah.
sucks. It was very interesting. And she never grows or learns anything.
No.
The whole movie. It's kind of
doesn't.
wild.
There is that really good scene, though, when he apologizes. Like, he reads a note from her,
Yeah.
someone she's trying to apologize to, and then they reveal that he made up the note, and she did not at all want to apologize. That was a really good bit. It had a lot of moments like that where it's like, oh, this is
that was
funny and
good,
really
yeah.
good. But the end just
Yeah,
killed me. I'm
kind of.
sorry. I'm sorry, Mampy.
Just all right.
Forgive me.
Just fine.
Forgive me, Mampy.
I do.
Will you?
Yeah.
Well, this might gain some of your forgiveness. I watched a movie called Kill.
Oh, kill.
An Indian movie called Kill, which involves a train,
Ooh.
two commandos
Whoa.
who are on leave. One of them is in love with a lady, and she's on the train too. And her family is on the train. And you know who else is on the train? Some dickheads. There's some criminals on this train. And they're doing crimes. And then most of them get killed.
Hell yeah.
And that's essentially what happens in the movie. Nice. But it is fucking brutal.
Whoa.
Like, the violence is fucking insane. Now, I would say it's not the quality of The Raid or something like that, but it is the same level of violence.
Yeah.
Where, like, when someone gets beaten up, you're like, holy shit!
Yeah.
That guy just got the shit beaten out of him. And there's just lots of people getting their heads smashed into sinks and stuff.
Oh.
It kicks ass. The moment I was out, I was like, I should go see that immediately.
Yeah.
I should go see that 3 more times tonight. It's just totally badass. Now, not a perfect movie.
Not perfect.
There's, like, the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have, like, maybe 2 or 3 lines between them, and they just repeat them over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, they say a lot of the same things.
Yeah,
when they cut to the villains, it's like, we better get that guy. And then they cut away, and the guy's fighting, and then they cut back, and we're like, we gotta get that guy.
Yeah.
It's just kind of stupid, but it kicks ass.
I love when they just have to keep a character in it, like Madam Web.
Oh,
They just
yeah.
keep cutting the bad guy, and he literally, it's the same scene over and over, and you're like, this is insane.
Oh,
Where
I
are
know
they?
that in the
Find them.
future they will kill me, so I must kill them in the past.
That movie's insane.
Pretty good movie.
I love it. I love it. There was some actress trying to defend that movie. She was like, internet culture, it ruined that movie. It could have been. I was like, no.
It just,
dude,
it just
no.
sucks.
That movie's just horrible.
Yeah, it's just not a good. Which is fine. I
really
mean,
bad. It happens.
but I will say, unlike most bad movies, it was sort of like inspired.
Yeah.
Like to watch it was like, wow, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was like a very weird experience.
But yeah, there's plenty of bad movies that are just like, oh, this is fucking boring.
Yes,
These people are stupid and it sucks.
rather it be weird like Cats and
Yes.
not just like bad like whatever other movie that sucks.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, so yeah, it was just
Space Jam: A New
there.
Legacy.
Oh god, I get that makes me quake in fear. Honestly, that's why I'm not having children. It's not because of the planet stuff. It's not any of that. It's I don't want to have them be like, I want to watch this, and then I just throw myself out.
Daddy, I brought you my favorite movie. And he just holds up Space Jam: A New Legacy, and he just like shoot a gun through the Blu-ray.
No, son of mine.
But
It's
Mampy.
like Shutter Island.
sorry.
My wife comes back.
Oh, you should kill your wife too.
Where are the kids?
Yeah,
And
where
I'm
are the
like,
kids?
They're in the bath. Horrible.
They're inside the Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
It's just dripping blood.
I fed them to the algorithm. I did watch one last movie.
Yes.
A weird picture called Brigsby Bear from 2017.
I've heard of
That it was a Lonely Island classics film, like a indie type version of whatever they would make.
Okay.
Starring what's his name? Kyle. I forget his last name, but he was on SNL for a few years. But he started on YouTube and did like really awkward like interviews and stuff. But it had some fun moments. It's about a kid who was kidnapped and like raised by these two people for like years. And like told that the world was like poison, he couldn't go outside, and like every day he'd watch this movie called this TV show called Brigsby Bear, and then the cops find him and they find out that the dad was just recording it every week, and feeding him like knowledge, like information, like it was very weird. And so he gets reunited with his family, but he's like so obsessed with Brigsby Bear and like doesn't understand life. He just wants to make a Brigsby Bear movie.
Ooh.
And he does. And it's got Greg Kinnear. Greg Kinnear's great in it.
Man.
Yeah.
Greg Kinnear.
It was a weird movie. Like very, they all like make you try to like sympathize with the kidnappers. And you're like, this is kind of odd. It's interesting, but
That's a little weird.
yeah, it was a little weird. You're like, it's Mark Hamill is the guy kidnapper, and you're like, this is just a weird movie.
Huh.
It's interesting. Some interesting things.
It is interesting that like Mark Hamill has had such a weird career that like you can ask him to do a movie and like give him $700 and he'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, okay, I don't care.
Why not? Do I get to do a weird voice?
Yes, Batman.
Yes.
He's also in so many weird movies.
Yes.
He's in The Guyver, which is an amazing movie.
Oh, never seen it.
He's in Body Bags, which we
Oh,
watched
yeah.
on the show.
Yeah.
Guyver, hey, tweet at us at FoodCourtCast. Let us know what you want us to watch this week. I'm thinking it'll be Long Legs, but just if you have other ideas, let us know. Tell us what you're watching. Mm-hmm. Give us 5 stars on your apps.
Please.
Share. Review. Like. Subscribe. Those are all the words I can possibly say. Mampy.
Yes, sir.
On behalf of you, sir, Mampy Hikes, I'm Sean Parrott saying to you and yours, bon appetit.